Hey, well, welcome everyone to our next episode of the Come and Grow Post Show. We just wrapped up the questions Jesus asked. What an incredible series. I have an awesome dude with me. You've been married for like a month now.
Yep.
This is Ian Elliott. He's on our media marketing team. And I've never met someone, how old are you, 25?
25.
He's like 45 in maturity, so spiritual maturity. So I'm glad that you're here. And this is just a conversation just to help you go further, faster when it comes to your faith and how you grow in Christ. So 5-week series. We normally do 4. We did 5. It was so good. It was a fun series. We talked about worry, week 1, and then judgment. We talked about regret. We talked about faith in the midst of brokenness. And then this past week, we talked about spiritual healing. Like, what was the week that really, like, the claws dug into you? You're like, oh, this is something that I need to figure out in my life and grow in Christ.
Yeah, I mean, I think week 1 about worry is something that not only I struggle with a lot, but I think a lot of other people do too. Because, I mean, there's so many things happening in the world right now, but we're very schedule-driven people, a lot of us are. And so we always want to think about what's going on tomorrow, what do we got to do the next day, what do we got to do next week. And the verse, Matthew 6:34 that he mentioned, so don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today.
That's true.
That's just stuck with me of just like, oh man, how many times do I miss the blessings that God has given me today because I'm worried about the things of tomorrow. And so that's just really stuck with me throughout this entire series. Yeah, Not that the other weeks haven't been good.
No,
but
it's worry.
That's
a lot
the
of people
one,
struggle with worry. I struggle with worry. We just went to lunch and we were chatting about what we were going to talk about today. And one of the things you said is like, people don't really want our opinion. They want to know like what steps can they take to like eliminate worry in their life, or like if you struggle with judgment, like what can we do? So just thinking through some things that maybe like are really practical to help you grow in Christ. I struggle with worry, and I've struggled with worry all my life. I don't know if it's part of my DNA or what, but one of the things that I've realized is if I don't look at the news, then worry has dissipated a lot in my life. This thing with Israel going on, it's like, you want to just be in it 24/7 and go, hey, but you can't change anything, and all you can do is pray. And judgment, I was thinking about, like, I struggle with judgment. I think all of this series maybe be for me, I don't know. But I was like, I love that picture of Danny. Did you see it with the giant 2x4 sticking out of his eye? Like, what if you carried a piece of wood in your pocket? You know what I mean? Like a little piece of 2x4 going, that's just something I struggle with. It's just a reminder. Faith in the midst of brokenness. Peter goes, remember the question, he goes, where else am I going to go? Like, what if in the midst of, like, where is God? I don't know what to do. Where else am I going to go? Like, those are tangible things that you guys can do. What is something tangible that you're doing right now because of this series?
Yeah, I think to go back to that week 1 of worry, because that's something that I think is just so easy to get caught up in. I have this app by John Eldredge called the Pause app.
Yeah,
it's good. So they have 1-minute pauses, 3-minute pauses, 5-minute pauses. And what he does is he kind of just has you take some deep breaths, asks you to pray a little bit, give all, he quotes 1 Peter, give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you.
So good.
And so in that moment when I'm feeling overwhelmed, sometimes it's at work, sometimes it's here. Church is a great place, but sometimes it can be overwhelming, right? Yeah. And so sometimes it's at home. I can just open the app, go through almost this guided meditation and prayer to kind of give all of those worries up, understand that I can't control them all at the end of the day, give them all to God, and then I can continue on with my day. So that's something practically that I've been doing more and more since that first week of the message. That's
good. So if you're at home, you struggle with worry, download the Pause app. Jeremy, you can put that on the screen for us? Thank you. He shook his head yes, so that's great. So life is a journey, faith is a journey, and everyone's journey looks a little bit different. And so maybe you keep watching with us online, talk to a guy in Tyler, Texas this week. He's been watching with us every single week, and he's just trying to grow in Christ. But maybe you haven't stepped into that relationship with Jesus because you have more questions than you have answers. If you text the word COME, 65248, just fill out a real brief form. I'll follow up with you this week, just help you answer questions, because following Jesus is by far the best decision you'll ever make in your life. And then let's say people want next steps on growing in their faith. What would they text?
They would text GROW to 65248.
Yep. So do that. We love you guys. I hope this is helpful for you. If it's not, put it in the comments. I don't know if I'll listen, but I hope it's helpful. Hear a lot of good feedback. But thank you, Ian. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you again next month.